Here. Welcome and hello, everybody. This is Renee Schulte. Long time no see. Grateful to be back, and I am here to tell you about a new and exciting direction that we are going in the Making Healthier Policies experience. And before I get started, I want to say that we have been together in this group doing lives on Mondays for over a year and a half now, and it is time to make some changes. And so I wanted to say hello. I wanted to say hello to everybody that's here. And if you are here and you want to come on back to the Zoom room, come on back. I see Peggy's coming in live. I'm excited that she's here. We are going to talk about what is new and coming up for you in making healthier policies. So give me a second. I'm just going to make sure we're going live. We are live. Yay. So everybody, let's talk about where we've been over the last year and a half. We have been in a group, and if you're here, you care about making healthier policies, either at home for your personal self with your own boundaries, or in the workplace, making things better for you and your coworkers, or in the community, making your lives better for yourself, your family, your community, and beyond. And we've been talking about how do we do that, making healthier policies for a year and a half. And we are going to be making a little change. And I'm excited to tell you all about that today. But before we get there, let's talk about where we've been. We have talked about what we call pillars. And if you're in the group, you know we have pillars in our group about different topics, right? There are 5 different guides, if you will, and that are called pillars. And let's talk about what they are. You're somebody that may want to know the language of policy. Maybe there's things that you want to change, that you want to do, that you want to know. And you're somebody that's like, how do I know where to look that stuff up? How do I know how to find information? How do I know to who or what needs changed? Or maybe you're somebody that wants to know what the law actually is, to know if it's being followed or implemented or changed or corrected. And if it's about yourself, you're like, hey, there's stuff that's not right, that I keep doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm getting the same result I've always gotten. And maybe I need to do that different. Is there a way to figure out, like, where am I stuck with that personal decision, that boundary, that policy that gets me stuck? And how do I move from there? That's the first pillar that we've been working on in this group. The second one is about finding champions. And no matter if you're working by yourself or you're working at the community level or at the federal level, you need other people to do change with you. You can't do it by yourself. You cannot make changes at home 100% solo, especially if you have a roommate, a partner, a spouse, kids, right? They have to be part of the journey. If you're going to start a new diet plan at home, other people kind of have to be on board, or you're going to be sabotaged all the time, right? So you have to have partners. And if you're trying to change things at work, unless you're a solopreneur and you have nobody working for you, you have no contractors, you have no assistants, you have nothing, it's just you, maybe in that space, you could change your own policies. But around that, you have to be thinking about who else needs to be part of the team. Right. And as that gets bigger, whether it's the school board or whether that's your county or your city or your state or the federal government, you have to think about who else needs to be on board. And we call that finding our champions. And we've been talking about that for a year and a half. Then third, we talk about our message. You have influence and sell, no matter whether you think you do or not. You always are telling people about things that you like, things that you trust, things that resonate for you, a book that you love, a supplement that you love. By the way, I've found some new ones. I feel better today than I have in a very long time. And if you'd like to know about that, I'd love to share, because I want you to feel as good as I do. You see what I did there? There's a sales piece, right? And it wasn't even hard, because I really believe in the product. So I just tell you what I believe. And it's up to you if you believe it or you don't, you want it or you don't. What do I care? I just want to share because I feel awesome. That's what we're talking about here. So you need a message that resonates with other people. And if you're going to work with people of influence at the city, the county, the state, you need to know what you're going to say before you get there. And you need to have an ask that makes some sense, right? People got busy people, limited time. You need them to connect with you, to be able to have a message that resonates. We talk about that all the time. The fourth one we talk about is about being a leader. And what does it look like to lead? You are a person of influence. And so you're a person that matters at home, in the workplace, in the community. It matters what you do, what you think, how you feel, and people are following you. And if you don't believe it, go out and fail. See how many people notice. They're watching, whether you think they're watching or not. And how you respond when things go bad is actually the most important part. And so if things have not gone the way you wanted, welcome to the world. And that's when people are most likely following to see, well, what is she going to do now? And so leadership with style and strategy, we talk about that all the time too. And finally, we talk about a healthier you. And we do that with two pieces. And Peggy's here in the crowd today, and she knows all about it. One is goals. Can't really be a healthy you without goals. I'm working on a planner right now. Here's my full focus planner. It's almost done because we're at the end of June. And I've got my very next one already in the works, starting for the next quarter. And I am really super excited because we got some new goals coming, new things to share with you. And I'll be able to talk about that sometime soon. But it sounds like things like podcasts and books. I know, I'm so excited. My life is finally at a place where those are going to be the next things on my life. And I cannot wait because all the things we've been talking about right here go into that too. And we're going to be talking about those pillars and the things that make me, me, and make the world go round in the way that I can see the world. And so we've been talking about that for a year and a half. So what does this have to do with you? If you've been here, you care about things in this space. So what we are doing is we're going to repackage all of this and put this together in a membership. Now, today, I'm not telling you all the details about that. We have had some personal tragedy in my team. And because of that, we're going to be a little bit delayed in getting you all the details. But I want you to know it's going to be so dang cool. You're not going to want to miss it. And so I'm going to get you some information, just enough for you to probably get pretty irritated with me. And when you decide you want the rest of it, you're going to have to send me a message. So if you want to know more and you say, I want to know more, put it in the chat. Let me know because we'll make sure to get back to you to get you all the details. Don't worry. We're going to go live again next week and hopefully have all those details in place for you. But things happen, right? You have to respect your team and you have to deal with issues and crises as they come up. So today, we're just going to go with that flow. And so it's not going to be exactly what I thought today was. Never is. And that's okay. But here's what I can tell you that's coming. We're going to have a membership. And we're not going to be Facebook Live anymore. How is that for fun? We're going to start a podcast. Now, I'm not at liberty to tell you everything about the podcast because it's still in development. It's pretty close. But we're going to have a podcast. And that podcast material is now going to be what comes into this group on an ongoing basis for you to follow along. I don't know if you are aware of this, but 8 months ago now, in October, I created a partnership in my business. And so instead of just being me as a solopreneur, I am now the founding member of Rural Policy Partners with my business partner, Jason Hegland. He and I have been speaking together now for 3 years and been working on a variety of consulting contracts for 3 years. And we finally decided we should do that together. Because again, like we talked about with champions, together is often better. And so we have the opportunity as a growing and bigger business to get growing and bigger contracts. And for those of you that are like, contracts for what? I don't even know what you do. Well, that's okay. I'll tell you. We work in the behavioral health space. We work on implementing all those policies and rules and changes, how to people to actually do that stuff in a way that makes lives better for people. You know how when there's a law that nobody follows and that actually doesn't make your life better or potentially makes your life worse? That's the worst. And so instead of working on that, we are helping people learn how to apply the rules, how to apply the law to make access to behavioral health services easier for you and how to get you the services that you need at the right time, at the right place for you and your family and the community, because that's my heart. That's what I care about most is making sure that people get the help they need when they need it. And to do that, I figured out I have to go out and help people learn and how to teach, which I can do. So we go out and help people. So we work at business levels, we work at hospital levels, we work at organizational levels and at state levels, creating plans on how do we make the system better. And that makes my heart on fire. So when we talk about policy, for me, that is just the beginning nut of the big journey ahead. And I'm trying to make policies that are better for lots of people because you know what? We deserve better than what we're getting right now. And I'm going to go out and help us get it. That's what we do. So while we're thinking about that, we're going to start working on a podcast in that space to talk about what does it mean to have challenges of behavioral health? What does it mean to have problems? And what is wrong? What's wrong with the system? Be able to answer your questions when they come in. Because here's what I know. The year and a half we've been in this group, you guys have lots of questions. So we're going to be talking about a podcast and we're going to be talking about membership. And you know why? because it's going to be more to answer the questions that you have. So some of the people I've worked with the past year and a half have said, I would love to have ongoing accountability for the goals and the policies and the things that I want to change in my life. Guess what? That's what we're going to do in the membership group. We are going to have 3 levels of this membership group. The first level is going to have access to all the pillars and all the trainings that we've talked about for years. It's going to be easy playlists for you where you can go in and search and be able to find exactly the information that you want. A lot of what we've had available in the Facebook group, but in a format that's a whole lot easier. You can get it as an audio, you can get it as a video, you can get it as a script if you want to read it. And you can search for exactly what you want to know. And that will be available at the starter level of the tier. And so you can have all that information. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to have a community. And we're going to take it out of Facebook for now because we want to try something different. We're going to go into WhatsApp and we're going to have a community over there because sometimes people get really frustrated in Facebook. And I've got a lot of friends who are Facebook free. And to be able to honor them, we're going to try a different level of community for a bit. So that will be that starter level of that membership. Now, for all of you that are saying, oh my gosh, I need accountability, and you keep telling me that. Many of you have said, why can't we just continue after your making policy experience or after the policy party? What can I do to continue to have ongoing accountability and to network with cool people? Well, that first level starter, that community, those are those cool people you're talking about. Other people just like you who want to make change in their lives are those people that are like, I want to be and I want to be in community with them. That's what we're building at that starter level. But that next level is going to have group coaching where we actually are going to get together once a month to talk about questions and answers. We're going to be able to get together as a group to hold people accountable to what they say they want to do, to be able to actually answer their questions and to keep them on the path. So if that's something you want to do, we're looking at that kind of middle level that we've been talking about. That's what we're going to talk about there. The essential package is going to be in the middle. And then finally, if you want to be a VIP and you're somebody that's like, I need some specific help. I need to write this law, this policy, this procedure for my office. I need specific help from you. We're going to have that available to you. So everybody gets the community. Everybody gets all the trainings and all the pillars like we've been talking about. But the essential level is going to be able to get exactly that monthly Q&A and ongoing conversation. And the VIP is going to be able to have one-on-one time with me, as much or as little as you need. We'll be able to talk about that at that level as well. So I just am here to tell you today, I don't have all the details ahead of me because we did, like I said, have a challenge. And so when we have the links, I need you to tell me that this is something you want to know more about. If you want to know more, tell me more in the chat and we'll be able to get back to you and get you all the details with all the information. And in case you don't tell me more today, but you want to hear more next week, come on back here live. We're going to be on live one more time and we're going to sit here and talk exactly about this and hopefully have all the details so all your questions can be answered. We've had so much feedback through the years about people who want to do ongoing work in policy. And I don't know if you know this, but I've had friends that are really successful right here. One of our previous folks through our group, Nicole, is now running for political office. She just announced her campaign last week, and she's worked on her policies, thinking through what she wants to change, what she wants to do. And so she's launching into the political arena herself. And I'm so proud of Nicole. Nina has gotten a dream job in advocacy, leading an organization in advocacy itself, because she cares so passionately for the work that she does that she's been working all the time on that space. And so Nina has got herself a brand new job that is focused on exactly what she's passionate about. And we've been working together through this process. And Wendy, she's been out in DC recently talking about the things that she cares about most for her kids, making school more inclusive for kids that have some significant learning challenges and abilities. And so she's been out in DC making changes, talking to people, wanting to get a group of people together that can work together with me on how they could move forward with some specific legislation that they care about. So if you're like Nina, or if you're like Nicole, or if you're like Wendy, or anybody else that's in our group, and we've had lots and lots and lots of great examples, we'd love to have you join us. So join us again next week, or just tell me now in the chat, and we'll make sure to get you all the information. I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you all soon.